Daniel is also here. He just mysteriously left for some reason.
Okay.
He should be back sometime soon. Let me guess, that was a potential job interview.
No, my brother. I replied to his offer of pizza with a meme, and he suspected that somebody else had my phone.
Jeffrey said he is only possibly showing up, and Brendan said he would be late. So.
Brendan didn't say when, eh?
No, he just said he had an exam, so I think it just depends on
I
when
thought
that
Brendan
goes
was
to.
working.
I think he's doing both, basically. The tradition of all fine overworked, starving college students.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm glad to be done with
I'm glad that is behind me. That entire episode of my life is over.
Yeah, you're not supposed to bring food in here, right?
I'm just gonna be in the corner. Library comes over. Is anybody eating?
Leave tears. That's all we're consuming here.
The tears of players.
Anyway.
Reading their over their fallen characters.
Yep. Because that's my goal in this game: murder everyone.
Total party.
Oh, you got close to me.
Yeah, but that's like punching a moth. This life breezes seem to kill you.
We could all have very well just died last campaign or last session. Fair and square.
Probably not.
No, really.
The session before that, the fight at the inn came very close to killing a lot of us.
I know that. I was actually really surprised by that. Nobody was able to get away. I guess that's the.
I think it was just that they tanked a bunch of like 60 level creatures, and only one of them tried to talk to them.
Always try diplomacy.
Anyway,
Worked out in the end.
yes it did.
Yes, it did.
When last we met, you guys had your morning meeting with Tally Gravelstroke. She had brought some friends to, in case you had planned treachery most foul. Turns out you did not, much to my sadness, but...
Well, one day I'll play a rogue and just ruin your
Yet another
campaign.
map I won't be using. Oh well. Anyway, you returned Vincent. You spoke to him for a period of time, found out that Xander does not seem to be capable of being snapped out of his crazy lunatic ramblings. Tally did not specify what exactly she did with him, but she doesn't seem too concerned as she left with you guys. Louis She came to talk to you. Told you that your ship had been repaired and that the stonecutter had left dock without permission. You met a pair of charming Russian shipwrights who don't ask many questions, who reintroduced yourself to a newly refurbished ship. You promptly took said ship out into the open water, at which point you were attacked by a large whirlpool, which should not have attacked you.
With things
With
that
It
get
also should not have been full of tentacles, mouths, eyes, and flying crab creatures. You managed to fend off the horde of flying crabs, and you managed to more or less deal with the general mass of monstrosityness by some intervention by a large spiky bone worm creature, which bit it in the butt and started thrashing around with it, which Rangram managed to infuse hedge magic into. Don't think that's not going to bite you in the ass, but...
Never give this info to a dragon-rich soul whose schemes we don't fully comprehend.
I think he already knows a lot, though. That's the problem.
It's almost like he exists in the head of one of your allies and knows
yes.
anything he knows. His mind-reading powers might also help.
Well, he did do us a solid and mess with the mind of Lolth.
Yes.
That's true. To be fair, he had a fair amount of help on that.
Yes.
You were sitting in a temple of Koralon. He was doing most of the heavy lifting. That altercation, I can tell you that right now. The only reason Wolf could even talk to Azazel was because he decided to speak directly to spiders inhabiting you.
Yeah, I wasn't too comfortable with that. Luckily, I got the abortion I wanted.
Fortunately, you got better. Anyway, or at least less bad.
We need to find more of those potions of psychic defense. Psychic resistance. Yeah.
Oh, why could you possibly want those?
Gee, I wonder why.
Good lord.
I'm sure you'll get used to it eventually. Anyway, After managing to fend off that creature, you are basically continuing on your ship. The stonecutter is just barely in sight on the horizon, and you're essentially following it. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do? You have a pretty fair idea of where it's going.
I would like to, now that everyone's kind of, we're on a little boat together, I think my traveling companion would probably like to know what's going on.
Yes, we would all like to know what's going on.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk over to Azazel and speak to Noloth and just say, why don't you tell everybody what's going on and what your plans are, and then we'll decide whether we will go with your plans or whether that's a bunch of crap we should deal with you while we're not in the middle of town.
No response. This is a fancy way of me saying, I don't have a copy of that letter he gave you, and I don't remember exactly what it said. I remember the general of it.
Yeah, because he's...
This is just an excuse to make me do all the explaining.
It totally is. But the thing is, like, he has a pretty crazy plan.
No, I think it's people trying to get that fucker to talk for once. You've given us the ultimate hook, a character who isn't talking to us.
Their character, yeah, pretty much.
We don't give a damn about his magical power or his plans. We're just pissed that he's not talking.
He's not talking to us. No, I don't actually have a copy of the letter with me.
Maybe I accidentally have it.
Azazel will pop into existence eventually.
I have shown it to you, but I think I must have gotten it back. That seemed to be the responsible thing to have done.
Well, is there any non-Noaloth explaining that you can do for your character?
It is a pretty crazy plan that he's, so basically I will explain to everyone that, he wants me and Azazel to do something that's pretty risky, I would say. Damn it. And it's, so we've already met the whirlpool creature just now from the far realm, and we've heard of the name, the Ilio. Thank you.
You're not sure if that creature was from the far realm. It was certainly influenced by it. It
And that's probably just a
it
minion.
looked more like the far realm corrupting something that was already here.
Yeah, and so that's probably just like a very tiny corner of that thing's power, and that's gonna try and come into our world. That much is already apparent to our party, and Noloth wants us to allow these crazy red cloak cultists to call him forward into our world. To let that go forward.
Let them?
For a reason.
And he actually wants me to assist in that endeavor. So we already know that there's the horn, the blade, and the shard.
I
Crystal
don't
gem.
remember that part.
Long time ago, interspersed here and there.
Yeah, so we know that
Last
those three
reference to
things.
it was when you were in the library. There was a piece of an actual far realm creature that Noloth imprisoned in a piece of crystal. With the
I'm pretty sure I actually saw.
You did.
And I waved to it.
Did it respond in any way?
Yes.
It stared at him.
At which point I was told by somebody to not do that.
Yeah.
I believe she specifically sputtered around so that the little eye in it was facing the other way and said, "Don't encourage it."
Don't encourage it. Yeah. So that's the crazy plan.
The other reason I'm suggesting you do this is because I'm not sure how much of this information you actually want me to reveal.
So that's the crazy plan, which sounds crazy. Now he promised me, although on the other hand, that if we let this go through, the cultist's next step in the plan is to then sacrifice my brother in order to.
Wait, so summoning the thing isn't the last step?
Nope.
It's not summon the creature and the world ends?
Nope.
It needs to be, it summoned a creature, use the soul, as far as I can tell, use the soul engine to like suck up a load of energy and infuse it through my brother's sacrifice somehow into the creature. So Noloth's plan is that we'll let them summon it, but before it can be infused with tons of power, we then kill it. Now he didn't make any mention of how we would actually be able to do this or be able to stop that plan at that point. So
Why?
for all we know, he's on their side and he's just getting us to go along with
Why
it.
is your brother special in this? Why not somebody else?
That's what I would.
Would
yeah.
you like me to just hand him this thing? Because you're butchering some parts of this.
That's my understanding of it, actually. I would have actually destroyed the letter at that point, so it's actually pretty. It's like,
You're operating on your best memory of it.
Exactly.
You have failed to convince me. I have no
Yeah.
trust for this Drago Lich who won't even talk to me.
Exactly.
Won't even talk to the dude whose head he's inside. All we know is that he doesn't like Lolth.
For all we know, he's not even the Draco Lich, it's just somebody else.
Yeah.
For all we know, he's
so
pretending to not even like Wolf to get along to us, for us to go along with his plan.
How do we know he's not a far world thing?
How do we know he's not on their side?
How do we know he's not the leader of the Red Cloaks?
We don't. And he's not talking to us.
He has communicated with you in the past.
Yeah, through goddamn riddles that we ignored.
Pretty much. And then
That's
promptly
his fault.
forgot. And then promptly forgotten.
Yep.
But meanwhile, we're telling our skeletons to, keep following.
Look,
That's
we've
not better.
Gone.
I'm just sort of debating if he actually would talk to you in this situation.
Pretty much. Like, the thing is that, like, yeah. But the thing is, he's just telling me that my brother is special and that he's being used as a sacrifice.
Well, he actually told you point blank why.
Yes.
You apparently just don't remember.
We've gone through different
I do.
planes. Why can't we just hop
You do,
into
you
whatever plane this thing is at?
Because he's not in the
And
plane,
wreck it.
he's outside of all planes.
Well,
Essentially.
it must be somewhere.
Right.
And there
Ranger,
must be some way
weigh
to
in on
get there.
Weigh in on the sanity of this
I
plane.
walk right over to you.
The hedge thing isn't in a plane, but it's there.
But then the thing is, let's say if we kill Rangram, it doesn't
I
kill
go,
the
I
tree.
whisper into your ear. It's like, there are roots. You know, like how a plant has roots and stuff? His brother is the hedge's roots.
But that's what that's what Noah told us, and how does that make any sense?
So he's part of the hedge? Is he another avatar like you?
He is significantly above him. He's not an avatar.
Look, I grew up with the kid. As far as I know, he's just a silly bird, and he's lived in court his whole life.
He
He's
never had any leaves coming off them?
No,
He never
he's
dripped
a
any
normal
sap?
kid. Like,
He was an old
okay,
kid.
fine. So
Did
maybe
his hair
someone,
change color during
maybe
winter?
someone told me that he's a shapeshifter. That's news to me. But I
You'd think
grew
that'd
up
be
with the kid.
genetic.
Yeah, you'd think.
I'm pretty sure he's just some kid
Speaking
who's
of
caught up
secrets,
with
you
us.
may or may not want me to reveal at the party.
I have no interest in seeing him tied up somewhere by some weird cultist being sacrificed and so on.
I am perfectly okay
I'm
with
hearing
rescuing him.
shape-shifting.
I am
Right,
against letting a thing we don't understand pop into this world by crazy cultists who do crazy shit.
Ignoring, totally ignoring you talking to him. I know, what a crazy plan. And he's not even talking to me. I think he has done it like really.
No reaction.
Do you have a potion that actually can like? Oh wait, you do.
He does. I think he has 3 doses of it
I
left.
think you have 3 doses of it left. I'm just
Although-
gonna edge away from
Although,
you and like
worth
closer to
noting, last time you sprayed it on something, it turned into a horrible monster that tried to kill you.
Yes.
Yes.
And the
So
time
put
before
that
that,
shit
it
away.
turned into a horrible werewolf that tried to kill you.
We have never had good luck with that thing.
Do
No. It's a curse potion. Its whole existence is to make bad things happen.
It's actually a cursed potion. It just turns whatever you pour it onto into a champion.
Yeah.
Into your nightmares.
It's called the witch hunt potion.
It's confirmed. Kill it.
What is it called again?
Which?
No, the
The droplet thing.
yeah.
It's called Shifter's Bane.
Oh.
It's,
Are you seriously
it's-
gonna sneak behind me and like try and use it on me while I'm talking to Witt?
Yes.
I'll let that.
I
I'll let
take
it.
no part in
You notice Draggrim sneaking up.
I am not
person you're
using
talking to
out of
with a
character
bottle like
knowledge.
this. In as stealthy a manner as a dwarf knows how to be.
Hold on.
That is part tree.
21 stealth.
Oh god,
17 on the
really?
die, 21 still.
Roll
Not
your
bad,
perception.
no.
Wait, hold on.
Keep in mind you don't have the armor.
Yeah,
for
that's
the
true.
dwarf.
24 stealth. No, wait, 21.
I don't have to roll actually. My passive is 23.
Well, he's got.
Ooh, hello. I know exactly what you're trying to do.
What did she roll?
Crit. Do you actually make any effort to stop him?
I scramble up on top of Gauji and go, you stay away from me until this conversation is over. What I am or who I am has nothing to do with this conversation whatsoever.
We have weirder things here than
you.
you But we have bigger issues. We have a thing trying to enter this world, we have people trying to bring that thing, and now we have a crazy-ass ghost dragon lich thing inside Azazel's brain who wants to let that happen.
He was telling me that my brother is tree roots, which doesn't make any sense.
Well,
It doesn't, yeah.
I can actually verify that I did see a vision of him with roots at one point.
That you did?
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me more about this vision.
Oh, that was a while back.
Do you remember
That was
this
a while
vision?
back.
Yeah, it was a while back. I don't remember
Your
when I had
impression
it,
of this vision.
but I do remember that he was on a
You
boat.
had it in Dawnport, I believe, and it was a vision that detailed the Red Cloaks leaving the city via ship, basically the first ship they took, the Scarlet Roller, and they had a youngish-looking gentleman who looked to be a rather rough nick tied to a mast, and he had a bunch of weird viney tendrils growing out of him and over the ship and into the water around him,
And
which no one else seemed to notice.
Is there anything else in that letter we need to know?
I've already actually burned it, so I'm just kind of trying to remember what I remember from it. It's terrible.
You burned it without memorizing
You
it?
can make an intelligence check.
For
For you, it was like 2 weeks ago. For your
Yeah,
character,
that's
it was like earlier today.
I also read it. I could try remembering.
Yeah, go for it.
19?
Yeah, sure. You remember it pretty much
15.
well enough. There you go. You can explain it to me.
By the way, I'm not okay with this plan.
You're not okay with this plan?
Nah.
Nah, it's just kind of like, well, we don't have any assurance of like, okay, so,
It's worth
alright.
noting that you're pretty sure that referring to him as a root of the hedge is more. It's not like in a physical sense. Like he's not a plant.
Yeah, but how does that make any
He's
sense on
a focus of the magic of the hedge that basically holds it to this plane. It's sort of like being an anchor. The hedge has to
But
attach
obviously
and
that's
hold
not-
the
that's
plane
not-
somewhere.
Yeah, but it's not
It
something that
basically
happens
funnels
every day.
its
yeah.
energy through him to hold this plane. It has to do with the way that the hedge actually derives sustenance. It basically derives sustenance by taking two different kinds of magic
And
and
mixing it?
separating them, and then letting the difference between them become like flow gently into a central hub of it. So it actually feeds on the far realm and the normal world.
It would explain why he's been kidnapped for quite a while and they haven't actually killed him or actually
yeah.
seriously hurt him.
What they want to do is go to the giant soul engine that the Lolthite cultists are building on
In
Silverspire
right next to
Island,
Silver
and sacrifice him in order to funnel all of the hedge's power into their goblet.
Right? Right? That doesn't like that's like okay, so now we've been told a lot, but it's still kinda like really?
The problem is, Iluarda is already quite powerful, and he's probably capable of breaking into this world on his own. Now, the issue here is it's taking pretty much all of his energy to do this.
So it's
if
a
he
good
actually
opportunity
gets
to
in here, the other thing you know about the Far Realm is that the actual creatures of the Far Realm and the normal world don't actually interact well. If one goes into the wrong world, it starts eroding, basically. They can't really survive in the other world.
so it needs like a
What they want to do is empower it with the hedge magic so that it can stay here. What Nololoth would like to do is have it come here in its weakened state so that you can actually kill it, so that it doesn't just try to do it
See, but
again.
the thing is, like the players are trying to determine how crazy is that plan, though. Is that and if we can trust him, which is a huge issue too.
When has he ever done anything dishonest?
Well,
To be honest, he's done like one dishonest thing.
so yeah, it was so when I was given that letter, I shared it with Azazel had it read to him.
Azazel figured out part of it.
Yeah, he did. And then I shared it with Wrangler because he is a tree and he will be able to fend off mind attacks. You, however, will not. And if the enemy tries to read your mind now that you've known,
So, thanks for telling me.
Why do you
hey, you all started acting really suspicious. And
I wasn't the one
we're
trying
in
to
idle-
rip it out of you. It was this clown.
Yeah.
I love that this clown
He's
is
not
here.
He still doesn't
I think
know.
he was like freaked out by the monster. He's
No,
like,
I'm
he's
gonna
over in the he's hurling.
I'm gonna say he's was tired, freaked out by the monster. He went down to his room in his cabin, where he is currently resting.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, look, I've known Witt a lot longer than I've known Waldo. And he's, not snooped in on me in the middle of the night recently.
Ask your axe if he has any way to protect against mind reading.
I'm formulating a plan.
If
my mind is in danger here.
Can I wipe your mind?
Clearly, the best
Would you be
solution is to
willing?
remove your mind.
Can you write yourself a letter and say, Witt, trust Morrigan and Rangram, and then I will wipe off the last 5 minutes of our conversation? Would you be willing to do that? I actually can do that. This is coming out of play.
I have a crazier plan, which probably won't work.
Get massively drunk so you don't remember it?
No, actually, I was thinking, can you read the mind of a soul inside an object?
No.
No.
Then what happens if you replace my soul with the one in the axe? Because the soul in the axe, my body, and I'm temporarily in the axe.
The problem is that the axe also knows this.
Fuck.
Okay. I mean, it might
He's
not.
also-
I mean,
he's
it might
also
not have been
sentient.
paying attention.
Yeah.
It's
he's
not
also
exactly the
sentient.
scholarly type.
Just
I want to see.
wipe the knowledge of the letter
Yeah.
and the spiders.
Can you get
I think
that
it
scrubbed out
has
of
a time. Yeah, I think there's definitely a time.
But not the
range.
whole God intervention thing. That was pretty cool.
You'll remember
And
that.
kind of touching.
Can I have most of the memory of that date removed, except for like
10 minutes. 10 minutes. So just this conversation.
part of the movie?
It's just so I need you to write yourself a note if you're okay with this.
Take out my
There's a
writing.
momentum moment here.
Take out a writing kit.
Yeah.
Dear me.
Okay.
Dear 5 minutes from now, me.
Dear me and Spangled Kale.
I never thought this would happen to me, but
I just had my mind wiped of the past 10 minutes of a conversation.
Willingly.
Trust them. It's a good plan, even if it doesn't seem like it. Just go with it. The letter was nothing important.
P.S. My favorite color is red, and I have a bowl on my butt shaped like Montana.
Secret code
Funky Town.
goat.
Yeah, safe word. Which is the whole.
You mean you don't have this contingency for if you accidentally meet your past self? You have a code word for it?
No,
'Cause
not
I
a
actually
code
do.
word, but like a mental secret or something.
Yeah.
Or like a weird dream.
Write
You
down
know.
several secrets about yourself in there. The
No!
rest of the party glances at it. Really? In cotton. That's weird.
Yeah. I always thought silk. Okay, letter done. Go right ahead.
So I will do this.
I'm gonna say you can choose to voluntarily fail to save against it.
Okay. So he'll let me do it.
No, this is the one time I use my save succeeding. Sorry, reflex. Reflex, try again.
Daily.
Reflex.
It is, yeah.
It's
it
actually
is.
not.
It's not a daily per se, but essentially it is.
Technically, you can use
You use
it
a vocal.
twice currently.
Which is why I've kind of isolated you and talked to you, because I know I can only do this to one person at a time. So
Right ahead.
this is a good time. So I will do that. The last 10 minutes of the conversation is gone.
Wait.
Wait, no. Oh, that's a. Well, no one knows it's sentience, right?
So nobody would think to try to read his mind. And would that be a harder process to read the mind of a soul inside an object than to read just a person's mind?
So the chief can
You're not
console
sure,
it.
but
I'm not
you
sure.
would think so.
Okay, look, Chief,
First of all, they'd have to know to do it, and secondly, it would be a different spell.
just make sure to remind me that this is going to work and that the letter's not important.
Also, that I'm awesome. Always
He already knows
remind
that.
me
He already knows that.
Yeah.
Well, in case you want to be reminded.
Yeah.
Try to
She's just
fix
like,
his accent.
What? Were you talking?
He was listening. He was
Never
listening.
change, Chief. Never change.
You're talking about magic something?
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So yes, you are. You don't remember the last 10 minutes of the conversation.
Well, you don't remember the last 10 minutes worth of anything that happened.
Wait, what conversation?
I give you your letter and go. There's been some questions about what's going on. There is a plan,
Okay.
and you've agreed to it, and then you've agreed to having it be the memory of discussing the plan taken from you, so that if we were mind attacked as a group or individually, that we would be safer together. So
A letter. You sure I wrote this?
it's in your handwriting. Presumably you had a passcode.
Why would I write that?
I really appreciate the trust that you placed in us for doing this.
Well, I know I wouldn't have volunteered for. I know I wouldn't have volunteered for this without a good reason. So, all right, I guess it's a good idea. Chief, was this a good idea?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I was totally listening.
That thing you were talking about, you should totally do that.
Okay, so what are we doing?
You're pretty sure he was not paying the slightest bit of attention to that conversation. It didn't involve beer. It didn't involve swinging axes into things. And it didn't even involve lightning.
You know what? I can go for a drink in a thunderstorm.
Just be sure not to fish out any weird crabs from the water.
Sweet, upgrade.
Ride the lightning.
Hey, you did that bitch of thing last session.
Yeah, it's right here.
Ride the lightning.
That should be a euphemism for something.
It is being electrocuted in the electric chair.
Oh. Just what I know.
This is also the title of an album by Metallica, I believe.
Alright. Order of business. What do we do now?
I've told the skeletons to keep following the stonecutter.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're probably... Actually, which direction are they going? Are they going back to Domport or are they going to the temple right now?
They're going toward the temple.
So they're going, I think it was north of Silverport in the map.
They are going...
Around the
This
Crescent
way.
Isles? Oh, okay.
They're sort of... Currently they're traveling west. They're going to probably bank north as soon as the land actually goes out of their way.
Okay.
Okay.
So we just follow them and
We
try
have
to
a map?
increase our speed.
Sort of. Let's see here.
I mean, after all, we gotta catch them.
Yep.
We gotta stop what they're doing.
You're basically down here. Silverspire Island is sort of nestled in here somewhere. So you're currently going like this.
I don't know. Oh.
Alright, and their temple is...
Temple is basically on this little island here.
No. Right.
So they're sort of just going like that currently.
Okay.
It took a few days of sailing to go that way.
So we're going to be stuck in the waters a little bit.
You would probably get there, it's early morning, you would probably get there basically just after dusk. Most of that is just because the waters around here aren't particularly safe to navigate. There's a lot of reefs and stuff. Lots of shallows, lots of trickiness. You could, of course, start rushing if you'd like.
Well, they already know we're following them. There's no
They
point stealthing it behind them.
Their ship is actually moving quite quickly.
But we have a navigation spell that lets us go a little bit quicker, right?
Is there a tracking
Had
spell
a
in there?
navigational speed spell. It got co-opted into something else.
Yeah.
That was the boat spell for making the boat speed up. What that actually does is summon that boatworm creature to pull the boat.
Oh boy.
Said creature got sidetracked with attacking horrible kraken monsters.
No.
Currently you have sails to rely on.
Is there a tracking spell? So we can track the boat no matter where it goes.
Azazel actually hands you something. Looks like just a small stick with a gem on it.
What?
It's just like, it's basically like a disc with a stick on it. It looks a bit like a compass, but not in a case. And you can feel it sort of pointing in the direction of the stonecutter on the horizon.
Because that's to show you how far away the people are, approximately.
Not far
Spend
away.
a moment trying to
It's
put
just
two and
pointing.
two together. Oh, okay.
Compass.
It's a thing. Points.
Yeah. If only we had
Points a
some-
pointy thing.
It's a pointy thing.
I have lots of pointing things, just throw it overboard.
Yeah, I can't kill a man with this.
At least
Well,
not easily.
maybe. I'd have to hit him pretty hard.
You'd have to hit him pretty hard. Maybe the pointy thing does something too. At closer
I mean,
range.
those weird wizards, can't they just make swords? No, swords on fire.
They've done that.
And lightning. Lightning and fire.
Sort of arcing fire, I think it was called.
That's a thing.
I think it was. I don't think it's in 4th edition, but there
I'm
was.
proficient in the wrong equipment.
It was literally a sword of lightning and fire.
Wow.
Anyway, so you guys are gonna give chase?
Yes.
Alright.
To the best of our sailing abilities, or non-sailing abilities.
Would you like to try and get some rest? Knowing that you've got basically a day as it goes along.
Yep.
Because your skeletons can basically sail alone.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea.
I keep first watch on Azazel. And we need somebody to keep an eye on the direction of the ship. Last time we went to sleep like this, the boat went in a weird direction, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That reminds me, I want to surround the edge of the ship with those vines.
It doesn't quite generate enough to cover the ship's edges. The ship's pretty big. That thing I think only covers about 40 feet.
Just save it for an emergency.
Alright.
Okay, do I have to roll perception for this?
Yeah, roll me perception.
25.
25?
I mean, no, 15, sorry.
That's a significant drop.
I don't know why I said 25, ignore that.
But you managed to keep your eye on the stonecutter on the horizon throughout your ship, as well as keeping an eye on Azazel. It looks like you're keeping about an even pace with it. And after that, it's time for you to go take your nap. And Wrangler, you're up. Roll perception.
20.
20? Alright. Something about the way the stonecutter is sailing is bothering you. You're not sure what it is, though. It doesn't seem quite right. That's about all you can figure out. Is it's putting in sort of an uneasy feeling in your gut. Like it's sailing like a ship should, but
Something's weird.
something's off.
Did anybody leave?
It's like hearing music with a note missing. You know there's something wrong, but you're not immediately sure what it is.
Can I able to detect aberrant creatures?
Aberrant creatures?
Yeah.
You certainly can.
Alright.
You detect some aberrancy in the direction of that boat, I can tell you that much. Fair amount of aberrancy.
Like
in the
a
direction of
giant
that boat.
flare.
Can I instead of taking an extended rest, can I make us all a bunch of the psychic resistance potions? I'm just gonna hold up in a room just like a chemistry kit.
Sure. It generates unpleasant fumes. The rest of the cabin, the members of the cabin would prefer if you kept the door shut. As you're sailing along, there's a porthole window
Look, with,
open
like,
and there's
yellow
some
smoke
weird
coming
yellow
out of it.
smoke billowing out.
Is everything alright down there?
Making those potions for the eye thing.
You have resources to do that?
I have residuum on me. Residuum?
Residuum? Yeah, sure. That'll work.
I have 800. How many can I make?
How much residuum do you have?
I have 800 from when we were in the Feywild.
You make enough.
Well, how many can I actually make in, say, 6 hours?
Probably like 5, maybe.
Okay.
It would only consume about half the residuum you have.
Okay.
Anyway.
Distribute
I
those.
have a
Yeah,
question for the
yes,
hedge. You remember that thing where I threw that hammer and it, you attacked the eye thing and you went down into the waters?
Yeah, you attached the vine to the axe and you threw it into the eye creature.
That was really cool, and I might need to do it again, but I can't rely on the wizard always being there.
Can you make a whole bunch of, like, say, crossbow bolts with...
It will
Is
tell
it
you that
fine on
it
it?
can, but it would have to draw energy out of your body to do it.
Um,
And it would probably be painful and weakening, but it could.
I'll keep that in mind.
Maybe we should
Basically, the
make a
reason
few.
it could do that before was because you took material out of the hedge itself to do it.
mhm.
Like it already had power.
Yeah.
The stuff that's growing on you is sort of reliant on you.
Some sort of symbiosis.
Symbiosis.
Keep doing that thing with Waldo and it doesn't bother me what you guys do in your consenting moments of
Anyway,
bonding.
speaking of Waldo, you guys hear screaming?
Oh.
And it sounds an awful lot like Waldo.
I'll go check on him.
Currently, it's my turn on watch. I'd probably be the one.
I'm pretty sure I woke up from said scream.
Oh yeah, you all woke up from that. It was quite piercing and it lasted for about a minute and a half.
Oh my.
Jeez.
Yeah, there were pauses for breaths here and there.
Run over to his door.
Whoa! Whoa!
You just hear sort of a gurgling, gasping noise and then more moaning and pain.
Kick door down.
Right. You bust open the door to Waldo's room and you see him lying on the ground, clutching at his chest. There is some amount of blood on the floor around
Uh-oh.
said chest. Also on the floor nearby is a somewhat familiar looking object. It's a white fox mask with a sort of fuzzy trim hood on it and painted with sort of gold and red symbols all over it. You recognize it from when you went to the Feywild. It's the Mask of Autumn Sages.
And it's just
What?
lying on the
It
ground.
has a bloody handprint on it.
What?
It is lying on the floor of his cabin.
Did that thing just rip out of his chest?
I pick it up.
Alright. You
Does
hear a familiar trio of voices speaking in your head. Oh, well, that was less than ideal.
What happened?
Oh, many things.
Because you are not where you think you are right now.
We are in the prime, yes?
Yes.
Oh, good. Then it worked.
What do you mean it worked?
There were things coming through the sky, monsters, eyes, mouths, tentacles everywhere, attacking everyone, ravaging the streets. People tried to fight them, but stormed over everything.
We've been having that here as well.
You know from your visit that the hedge was focusing most of its attention on shielding the prime material plane. Some of the other planes were actually getting directly invaded.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
And so
Looks like
Redrow
the
can
Feywild
confirm
got
that
overrun.
this is... Oh no.
So how did you come here?
The witch brought us. The storm witch. She was fighting them. She couldn't beat them, so she threw us through her hole in herself. She hoped that whoever was on the other side could do more. She sealed the way behind her, though.
Who else came through other than you?
No,
Waldo's unconscious.
I wonder, right?
he's
That's
not
that.
unconscious. He is in pain.
Oh.
So Rangoon wanders over to investigate that. It's like, see the door's not. You know it's unlocked, right?
It
How
was
often do I
totally
get a chance
unlocked.
to kick open a door?
Yeah, they were screaming on the other side. Fair enough.
Oh.
Just cause.
Waldo.
I
Oh,
distribute
hey,
bottles
you're that
of
mask.
psychic resistance.
So now
Would any of you like to examine your bleeding friends?
he can wait.
He's fine. He's
Okay,
not unconscious.
Mask, you were sent here for a reason? What was that? How are you able to help?
I don't know that I was sent here for a reason. The creatures that overran the world, the
Is
storm
it just
witch,
to stop you
the
from
storm
being...
witch took us to help in our fight against them, but she was overrun. It was not so much a plan as desperation.
Okay.
Oh.
Who is that man? It seems to be referring to the guy lying on the floor bleeding.
Oh, that's
I
where
go
the
over
other side
and
That
of
was
hole
the
was.
other end of the hole you were shoved through.
So you mean this whole time you've been
Is
the
he
other
alright?
end?
Think of her as think of her as the storm witch as point B, and him as hole A. Well, A hole.
Classy.
Goes through one end, out the other.
Oh, yes.
So the whole time you've been reaching into some end of a woman, apparently.
Technically, he's been reaching through
Out.
a section of the hedge that divides these realms, and then out of it into the Feywild.
Yes.
That was why the first time you stuck your arm through it, you got electrocuted. That was from her perspective. Someone just stuck an arm out of her chest, and she zapped it.
Okay. We are about to. What are we going to do when we get to them?
We're following the stonecutter and we're saving my brother. It's on the ship.
How are we saving him again? Why do we have to save him?
He's my brother.
Remember the letter you wrote to yourself. Just go with it.
Okay. Okay. Mask. Is there anything you can do to help us? Because we are about to do something. We are chasing after them to stop. Yeah, to stop what they're doing.
So, you're currently holding the mask?
Apparently, none of the rest of you can hear the mask side of this conversation. It
You just
speaks
have to touch
telepathically while you're touching it.
It's just like back in the Feywild.
So,
So we all just kind of touch it a little bit.
try to patch up Waldo a bit. You know, it's like,
It does kind of read
you
your
doing
genre
alright there?
As you roll him over, you find he's not actually bleeding.
Oh.
There is blood around his chest, but it looks like that hole is gone.
Oh.
Part of
Oh.
his robes are torn up,
Well, there goes that
and
plan.
there is sort of a bloody handprint on his clothes.
Did someone else come through?
I'm going to...
The mask doesn't know.
Well, the mask says that the Storm Witch put the mask through.
What does the blood smell like?
What species?
What'd you say?
What species?
How can you tell by...
I don't know.
I have a dwarven nose. I can
Roll
smell
a
a bunch of
nature
things.
check.
Nature
Like
check.
rocks.
don't believe
Or the
this.
shape of the handprint, maybe? Is it like humanoid?
You can give me a heal check.
I've got a refined sense of smell from all those liquors.
All the battles.
At
and
least she gave a good reason on how you can do
I
it.
can tell the difference
You give
between
me
different kinds of
You give me a
ale.
nature check. You give me a heal check.
And 13.
Oh, that's not
The
very
difference
good
is yours has an easy. You see?
This is not a very good roll.
Check out my little
13.
scout's guide and paw prints and whatever.
But it's all for the sentient races.
Yeah.
You're not sure. You would say that it's a very slender handprint. It's similar to Waldo's, but even thinner. You would guess maybe a woman of whatever species he is. Freaky elf man with the glowing eyes.
I'm gonna say the Storm Witch reached into Waldo. Like, was it like oriented-ish and then just kind of chucked her through the other side and then like,
Yeah, it looked like
closed
something pulling itself forward.
Okay. But there'd be like a
Or
little
trying to
print and then
hold
there'd be
on.
like a little smear going towards the
Or
where the
yeah,
hole
or
was.
trying to hold on like it was pulled back in.
Is there any way we can help her?
I don't think there's any hope for her now. I don't think there's an end to that hole in his chest right now.
Well, doesn't it say that there's no hole there anymore?
There isn't.
There isn't.
Oh. Yeah. Well, he's no longer going to be able to cast magic missiles often.
No, I don't think so, yeah. That sucks. How did that work exactly?
I don't know. But I'll safeguard the mask.
That was basically the Storm Witch's magical power flowing through that conduit into him. It actually worked the other way too.
Can I
She got
take
fire
the mask?
spells.
Are you trying to contact it or what?
I'm going to clean it. It has blood on it.
That makes a valid point.
Okay.
So, like, there are like certain materials I shouldn't clean you with.
Bleach.
I won't use bleach.
And don't use
Has
magical
toad.
bleach. It always strips off a layer of enchantment.
Turpentine that strips the paint right off.
Soap and water fine?
Soap and water's fine.
Alright, soap and water.
You'll never get the blood out.
Yeah. So I guess we just kind of make sure Waldo's okay, I guess, eh? Just kind of put him back in bed.
He looks like he's sort of passed out.
Yeah, a little ice pack. And...
If he was here, he wouldn't be passed out.
Exactly, but
to
he's
you.
passed out right now, yeah. They got
Luckily,
some
we
chocolates in his room and...
Luckily, we don't have to listen to his complaining.
And
Exactly.
he doesn't get to read the fun little note of what actually happened to him. And of how much it hurt.
Yeah. He'll have to rely on us to tell him what's going
I'm just going to email it to him.
on. Oh, okay.
Okay. So you clean up the mask.
What was does the mask have any sort of properties that it can, like, lend us help?
Yeah, I was just thinking of asking
Does it
that.
read the future? Does it reads the minds of whoever's wearing it?
It can read the mind of anyone in basically line of effect to it.
Ooh, that should be handy.
It can also mentally dominate anyone with line of effect to it, if it wants to.
Handy.
What happens if I wear it?
It can talk to you very easily, and you can access powers from it. It will tell you that it's better at basically spell casting than it is at fighting.
Oh, no, I don't need you.
Did you just throw it off the boat?
Goodbye.
Screw you,
See your
mask.
spell casting to save you now, huh?
Cross the whole world to come here thinking you were safe.
It can tell you that it is called the Mask of Autumn Sages because there is basically a lineage of Eladrin spellcasters who are called the Autumn Sage. Whenever they die, their spirit goes into this mask. Currently, there are 3 of them in it.
Oh.
Well, you...
All
You
of
could
them
have a
were,
party with the
all of
sages
them
on
were
it.
essentially wizards.
Alright, this mask can help us. Guidance, it's got some kind of connection with Feywild, that might be handy.
That means people have been some of them have been living around for a very long time.
Well,
Do they know any?
old.
Do they know anything about this creature? You don't. You know too. You've heard its name in passing. Where did we at? Yeah. where did we at? Yeah.
Iloyada. Does that name sound familiar?
Yes.
There's a long pause, and then one voice, which you didn't pick up. Normally there's like a harmonic of like several people speaking. This time it's just one, and it sounds old. It was also saying something you don't immediately understand. It's like a weird dialect, and it basically you finally realize it just said, "Oh, fuck."
It's the universal language. Doesn't matter what language it's said in. Oh shit is understood in all languages.
I already died once to that fucking thing.
Come on, tip strategy. What kind of worked? What stalled for time?
Strategy, I don't know what I can tell you in that department. I succeeded more through luck than anything.
Luck is a valuable skill.
It was long ago. It was the end of my run as the Autumn Sage when the sky cracked open and this strange force started to enter the world, corrupting everything it touched. We tried to fight with it, but all the creatures we fought seemed confused, as though they didn't know what they were doing there. But everything they touched was being brought to ruin. We had to put them down. It was a strange creature in the sky. It was a giant eyeball with a mouth on it. And it spoke into my head. It said that all that it saw was its, and that it would return for us. I pushed everything I had into forcing it back through and collapsing whatever it forced its way in through, but killed myself doing it. It had to be done. It was the last thing it said before it left was, "I am Iluyarda, and I own all that I see."
What was the inscription on the horn?
May the Lord's vision be unclouded.
I hope that's not the same person.
I hope that's not referring to the giant eyeball in the mouth.
You know it is.
No, I was hoping it would be something benign.
It will tell you that it seemed like the longer it stayed there, the weaker it got. Like it couldn't survive there for long. And that the best option you might have would be to stall it out for as long as you can.
Okay.
But it seemed like it could be hurt. The creatures it spawned could certainly be killed.
Did it take so it took the shape of the giant eyeball once it crossed into our world. So the mind domination sounds very familiar to what we've been experiencing. poor people, the gravel strokes, they've been kind of taken over. There's been I should probably have told Alice's mom this, but she's probably off somewhere. But yeah, Alice is dead, guys. She was in prison and back in Dawnport, and someone had killed her. Apparently.
Who?
Alice was in jail, and from what I heard is that one of the prisoners had attacked her, stabbed her in the eye, and then she had died. But no one saw what happened except for this one member of the watch.
Prison guard.
The one prison guard. And when they went to examine Alice's body, it doesn't look like she was stabbed through the eye so much as her eye was just gouged out and removed. And so they went to
Worth
talk
noting
to...
that the report given of it was that a prisoner had attacked her, stabbed her in the eye, and that she had then attempted to attack the officer who had had to put her down in self-defense. He was the only witness to this event.
So when the watch went to
And when
talk
his
to
story
this...
didn't jive with what they found on her body, he went up the suspect list.
I hope you broke some kneecaps.
And then when they went into his home to talk to him or arrest him, he's dead too, at the foot of an altar, where Alice's eye was involved in some sort of creepy ritual. So Alice is dead. Her body was used in some unholy way, and we've got currently no leads on why that happened.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we know
Or
why it was happening.
Or what effect that would have done. To
You
what,
can
to
roll me an
what
intelligence
purpose?
check.
28.
You remember that the other gravel strokes that you managed to snap out of it seemed to have something in their eye that was moving?
The worm thing.
And it was in the right eye both times. And that was the same eye that Alice had taken out.
Oh.
So we've tried to remove the parasite.
So they removed the... But why did they have to kill her doing it?
Sure.
So, I've made contact with Captain Hawklight and told her to be aware of anybody who's moving funny and being like robotic-like and hypnotic. She's talking to the mages at the Sky Pillar to try and figure out what else that ritual might have done and any further clues. I've not been back in contact with her after that. Somebody else, please tell Alice's mom what happened. I don't want to get stabbed.
You
I
were
like my
there.
kitties.
You investigated.
I was not there.
You kept the secret. I was not there.
I wasn't there.
Neither
This happened
was
very
she.
recently. This happened really recently.
It happened like
This
yesterday.
morning.
The parasite, I can presume, is aberrant,
Probably, yeah.
so I would be able to detect it.
If it was close
It
by.
might have some ability that stops detection.
It might also just not be large enough to be picked up easily.
Yeah.
Or if it has a host, you may not be able to pick it up.
Because
Okay.
what I'm thinking is, would there be some way to make some sort of medicine using the hedge to clean the parasite out?
I so doubt
Oh, some sort of magical eye drops.
Possibly. Beyond your skill level, but
Hey, ask the
other people
mages
might
in the
be able to do
mask.
that.
They might know.
that. Do they even know what the
I
hedge
could
is?
probably
They
swallow
might,
the mask
in
while
their
Two of them
doing
studies.
that.
Yeah.
The third one vaguely knows about it.
Can they lend some assistance to this? It's worth a shot, and I don't think they want
I
the
mean,
thing in their head any more than
I
that.
can make some of that super hedge. It
Make
could
a
hurt
knife
me
out of
bit, but-
pure hedge. A wooden knife that kills everything.
What? That could be cool.
You're looking at me like I'm weird.
They've already got a magic knife that cuts through everything. Of course, the red cloaks have it.
I want it back.
I think Xander would like it back better.
Yeah. We don't know what he is actually.
Do you want to ask Tally where he is?
Yeah, he's tied
She
to a
said
bed somewhere
she's-
battling like a
yeah.
nut job.
Yeah, probably back at
You're
back
not
at home.
far off.
Probably back at home in the dungeon or something. They probably have several.
Hey man.
Hello.
Hey, Brendan.
Hello. I like this. The players trickling in one at a time business. This is awesome.
So I'm going to ask the hedge if it is up to this eye drop plan.
If you're up to getting potentially hurt by it, yeah.
Remember when you were in Feywild and there was that mask that talked to us?
Probably
Yeah.
felt worse.
It just got pushed through Waldo's chest hole. His chest hole just
Waldo
closed
is now
up too.
unconscious in his room.
Yep.
Apparently the
Guys.
other planes are being attacked.
Guys,
You missed some critical events.
No.
please,
All the planes are being attacked.
Yeah.
please. He wants to eat the mask's soul.
No, you're not gonna
Oh
happen.
no.
No.
After
it's done. After we're
Out
done.
of character, this is probably the upgrade ability for Waldo.
After we're done, please. Out of character, it is.
No, those guys are
In
sentient
character, it
beings.
can dominate anyone it's looking at and read their mind.
No, I know.
Currently, it doesn't want to go anywhere near him. Well, duh. It's actually recommending you throttle him.
It's already. Have it try to read.
It's already.
Uh,
I've already had
Noah
a history
Offline.
of this. I've already had
Yes.
a history of this.
You've had certain plots spinning in your head for some time about that thing.
Mask. Noah
How about when it's
He knows something
how about
about
when
this
is
this
done?
eyeball business.
when the whole hedge thing is done. If I can still do it,
You can have all the souls you want,
I'll do it.
just not mine.
I don't know if I'm
Don't
down with
worry.
that. I mean, those guys are sentient beings and
They're
they're
not
in
assholes.
their.
What's the normal soul?
How do you know not an aspect?
Because your freaking weapon is and not you.
It's a historic artifact that's been passed down through generations. I don't.
No,
lad.
No, my point is that the weapon is not him.
One day I'll be an aspect.
One day I'll be worth having my soul eaten. If Azazel had his way, there wouldn't exist anything except that stupid joke.
So, with
No.
the masks help,
There'd be
you
creatures.
and
About it.
the hedge.
Oh, also,
Waldo is incapacitated.
Morrigan shared
incapacitated.
some of what was on the letter with Witt and then erased his memory of having heard it.
And then follow the letter,
Okay.
and then had me write a letter to myself,
Saying to trust the plan.
To be fair, like
which I had huge reservations against at
to be
first.
fair, I barely remember what the hell's going on in that.
I know. I had
Yeah.
that problem too. Where it's like,
We let it come through the portal,
it's
and then
fine.
while it's weak, we mess it up.
Wait. Oh no, I meant the whole letter.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
no
that
one's
was
plan.
the closing part of that letter.
Yeah, is we
I don't think
let
you
the
read
we
it
let the
very
thing.
thoroughly.
No, okay.
No.
So,
Okay.
do the side drop thing.
Yes, we should. Well, if Callan is.
Drink some liquor first.
We're not gonna hold her down and put thing in her eye against your will.
So no one.
Oh,
We're the good guys.
If you have a way of getting rid of it, she's all for it.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your Arcana bonus?
Do you still
14.
think it's a bad thing for me to do what I did? I think it's been helpful.
No, I still think
Well,
it's a very bad thing.
He's currently
He's
He's
busy.
gonna bite us in the goddamn ass.
I don't know.
He's seen some
We
things.
did
that
have
can't
zombies
be
helping
seen.
us, and
We had the situation under control. We thought they were
You made
against us.
several
but they did help.
doses of
Ooh.
Barely.
They held him down.
It's like an
They did.
eye spray.
I'm just saying they helped hold
It
him down.
is.
Alright.
I'm just saying.
You lose a healing surge, and you are weakened. I'll let you know how long that lasts.
Aren't you from the Feywild?
Yeah.
You are now homeless.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, it's.
It was invaded
It's-
by
yeah.
certain
We don't know if
feral
it's
entities.
gone.
You're not sure if
But
it's gone,
shit's
but
fine.
it's probably not intact.
Things are so bad that
I'm just glad
yeah.
that I came over into the prime material with my adopted father.
I'm glad I left when I did. Those guys were all dicks anyway.
No, well, here's the thing. There's only one other person in the Feywild that I cared about, and he came with me. He's off doing his own thing.
Alright, so
Made that up
I
right now.
go like up to
Like the
wherever
shit out of it.
Alice and what's his name?
Talon
Talon
and
is
her kid.
all weekend with
Alice
a
is dead.
bottle.
Alice is dead.
Alice.
By the way,
Alice.
Alice is
Vincent
dead.
Vincent and
Oh, by the by,
Like the
Somebody
she was
told
brutally murdered.
that was your
Ground
daughter.
strokes
That was
are on
your
the
daughter,
ship.
right?
Yep.
right now.
Brutally murdered in prison.
In prison.
Yep.
And I ripped out.
Had her eye cut out, was using some kind of freaky ritual. The guy who did the ritual then appears to have slit his own wrists.
Did we make sure that he didn't come back as a tentacle monster?
Well, you weren't there. This was basically a
This is
report that
news
she
that
got.
have traveled
Did we
from Dawnport.
did they make sure?
If you told them to,
She's
they
on
probably,
high alert.
they probably
Send
would
a
have
letter.
torched said body.
Send a letter back saying ensure does not turn into tentacle monster that we fought before.
Oh. Okay, I
Send
will do that.
Send a letter back.
Yeah, freaky tentacle
We've
monsters.
kind of dealt with the Red Cloaks and their nefarious ways of, coming back to life pretending to be dead.
that's
So,
annoying. It
They
was
even
one
have a
of the.
certain knack for it.
So let's take care of that because,
I think the mages at the Sky Pillar have the body and they're like studying it. So it's in a...
The same mages who the boat you're chasing currently contains like 10 of?
Crap!
They might not be beyond certain levels of corruption.
Damn it.
I believe Hawklight specified that Rose von Brucken was dealing with the body.
Okay.
Right. So,
As far as you know, she's not crazy.
so
So,
I approached
did
the
we
two
deal with
with gravel
Grievous
strips and
or Skillet?
Yes, we helped Talon
Grievous
and her
was
kid.
eaten by a large bone worm creature.
Okay.
Excellent.
we might have
Oh,
a
no,
way
no,
to
no, no.
deal with
Something like
the eye
Yeah.
thing.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Sort
It might
of.
work.
It might work.
Technically, it was summoned by Waldo and then commanded to do something by Noloth.
Yes, Nola. Keep working
Or we
through
can
me.
just gouge out their eye apparently and squish it.
Keep working through
Kill
me.
Bill style.
Do this more.
Tally is less thrilled with this plan.
Just academic options here. just discussion.
Wait, so
around
we're
here.
still chasing that boat, right?
Yes.
Willing to try it?
Cool.
Administer it. It might burn a little.
A little. You can roll an insight check.
It's like what the nurses always tell you before they like stick you with the needle. It's like, it might sting a little.
I think the worst thing was when I was at a hospital and she came with a thermometer and went, oh, sorry, the wrong kind.
16
God.
insight.
And then went back.
Did she then leave and come back with a bigger one? This is the one for your ass.
See, it was that day that I learned there were
I was going to say
thermometers for
bigger
your
is
ass.
usually better because they don't tend to insert with bigger.
I thought that was the
Anyway,
whole
we'll
point.
16 insight.
Not with bigger.
You're pretty
Not
sure
bigger.
Tally is in a fair amount of pain, but she's working hard not to show it.
Who's Tally?
Tally is the Gravel Strokes matriarch.
Matriarch.
Right.
The
Mom.
mom.
And this her
Wait, is she on
kid's
the
like
boat with us?
freaking out.
Yep, along with Vincent.
Are we torturing her?
No.
No.
Okay, I'm like, you
she-
why?
Talked and had a pleasant conversation.
No, I was like, why? What's going on?
We
Oh
were
yeah, you
trying
weren't here last
to...
week.
See, this is what happens
No,
when
I
you
listened to
make-
last
you
week.
use such
No, I listened to last week's.
Okay.
What do you
No, she's
remember
like,
about
oh.
it? Was it just
You-
the Russian shipwrights?
No, it was you were chasing the thing, and then you guys were like, okay, we're gonna stop because we don't want to get eaten by the thing, and then that was it. That was the end of the session. You're like, okay, we're gonna take a break. Like we're just like, meh.
Yeah. So
And
we've managed to kill it with hedge power. The townspeople have come out and they're finishing it off, and
They're
so
shooting
we're
flaming crossbows at
they're
it.
shooting
Hopefully
flaming
they
crossbows
finish
at
it
it.
off. We don't know if they have.
Well, it's being
True.
kind of zapped by hedge power currently.
It is currently fighting a losing battle, it would be safe to say.
And then-
I'm gonna ask Noloth, what's up with the mask?
He is refusing to talk to us. Please help with us talking to him.
How are you asking that question?
I go into my mindscape
Mhm.
and I go, hey Noloth, thanks for all the help recently. That's awesome. You're great.
Flattery is
I love
awesome
you.
against dragons.
I love you. Please stay with me forever. But
Groveling.
fuck all these guys. Like, I don't give a shit about them. Maybe Witt, but that's about it.
Like, you only say that because he's in punching range of you.
I'm not Witt, you can't do that.
But you're just like eyeing each of us like suspiciously. You're okay.
It's okay. But, you know, that mask there, would that be helpful to us in any way? And I mean, like,
Us?
in terms of your gem, like, would that make us stronger to stop the thing that's coming?
So you're basically being kind of sycophantic?
A little bit.
It works with
No
dragons.
response.
Oh.
Now when you talk to the other aspects in your head, there are others
Alright.
that just know about.
Alistair leads over to you. You know what I think you should do?
Drink blood.
I think you should try eating that giant barbarian guy. Looks like he's got a lot in him.
You
You can
realize,
spare some.
you realize we've been hanging out with the guy for a long time now. And I feel, actually no, it has been a while since I drank
It is a mark of deep respect
You know
that
what,
I have
Alistair?
restrained myself this long.
You know what? No, Alistair, you know what? No, I agree. It's been a while since we drank blood, but I will be drinking his blood. The time will come. Probably those mages over there.
I don't know. They seem to be corrupted with horrible alien parasites. Not sure if I want them.
Exotic spices.
Think about it.
No, there's exotic spices, and then there's poison.
Think about trying something new.
I admit it's a fine line. It's
Says the undying
particularly Thai
vampire.
food, but
Think about it like trying something new. It's like escargot. It's a weird looking like parasite type deal, but it's delicious.
No, is it?
snails aren't parasites.
I know, but they can be parasites.
You're
Yeah.
thinking of the cordyceps. That's a weird parasite that you're gonna eat as an exotic spice. You know the caterpillars that turn into fungus?
Oh god. No.
Yeah. That's a weird curse.
Yeah, let's not talk about these kinds of things because that'll freak me out.
Nature
The
is
one that
weird.
grows into an ant's brain compels it to climb up in a tree so
Yep.
the spores disperse further.
No, there's also the one that grows in an ant's brain, compels it to go on top of grass, have a cow eat it, and then infects the cow.
To grip onto grass and stand up so it's more likely to get eaten.
The most convoluted plan.
Yeah.
It is. It's actually
It's actually really weird.
So the matriarch, so still got
You know
the
what?
kid,
You know what?
ground stroke.
One more thing. I'm gonna ask
Got one of
you.
their kids, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'd like
it's
to ask
like,
Noloth one right
you
now.
know, do the eye drop thing.
Get both of them.
I asked Noloth, what can I do to help prevent the realms from being consumed?
Wasn't that already in the letter?
Yeah, he already told you.
What can I do
Go with the plan.
personally to help you?
Alright, you know what? I'm gonna talk to you outside.
Oh no.
God damn it!
Now we're gonna come back and be super suspicious with him.
That's the plan.
Wait, hold on.
You have no idea this is going on.
Alright.
Yeah, because then you'd end up hearing it.
So out of character, now you remember what we've talked about. Like, so what's going on with that plan? Like, do we totally trust him or do we like not? I don't have a better idea of.
Out of
Other
character,
ways
I
that we
think
can
it's
kill it.
incredibly smart to let it come in so that way we can kill it, to get rid of it for good. But the problem is that we need to make sure that it doesn't get infected with the edge. In character, I don't think Rengrim is smart enough to think that it's a good idea.
Yeah. In character, Morgan is. She's lived in a
In
palace.
character,
her
Witt still
whole
thinks this is
life.
a fucking stupid idea.
It is.
But hey, the letter.
Yeah. I don't think any of us are like really actually very convinced by it, but there's just like there's no other better suggestion for now. It did help though talking to one of the wizards in the mask, is that like he does think that it is killable
Yeah.
if it gets brought over. So that's a good
I mean, we
positive.
fought far around things before.
Mm-hmm.
And besides, you know what? As suspicious as in character I am of Noloth, out of character he's basically just a kind of good but mysterious NPC. At this point.
What was his deal with Revive? Because I wasn't there that
Brothers.
session. Oh,
Revive is a dragon as well.
interesting. Is he still alive? Like, did he just go off and?
I don't know about that.
Because Revive actually does. He had done a lot of things to try and stop this plan, but he's
Yeah.
kind of taken himself out of the picture.
That castle was like a giant plug that stopped something from coming into the prime material.
Yeah.
But they were brothers. They had very different views on how to go about stuff.
Mm-hmm. And so he actually stopped the thing from coming in for a couple of centuries. But now that he's gone, the seal is weakening, and that's why that thing is trying to come now. Because
And I
Revive's
poked
magic
that
is.
fucking bubble with my spear.
Yeah.
I was like, gee, let's try to get inside. And then learned 50 sessions later that was a plug stopping the elder horrors from coming into the world.
That we could have ended the world at that point. Good thing you weren't poking it with hedge tree, did we?
No, it was my magical
Okay.
spear.
That's good. That's good.
Incredibly powerful magic spear.
I've wanted to hear Noah speak for so goddamn long.
I know. That's why I was kind of like, all right,
I know.
let's
Just from a gameplay thing, it's such a cool concept.
to have
the
someone who
character's
knows
made
won't
interest.
talk to us.
Yeah, he's made interesting by the fact he doesn't talk, and we've tried,
We've tried.
and that only inspires us to keep trying harder. And look, it's worked
Yeah.
for him.
For him.
I mean, granted, I might know a secret about Noloth out of game, but I can't bring that knowledge into play,
Oh.
Yeah.
so I'm not going to say it here.
Yeah.
too.
Let's not.
But still, oh man, well, as long as it's not another goddamn riddle.
Well, luckily we have a wizard with us.
Who's currently unconscious on the floor.
unconscious on the floor.
With his
Like, we put him
magical...
on the bed all nice, and he's on the floor, and he's like, oh.
Yeah, but now he's messed up and his magical hole is closed up.
Yeah, the magic hole was.
But hey, if we manage to keep it from taking the souls from the mask, at least get an upgrade.
I mean, look, he got punched so hard through the chest, it opened up a gateway into somebody else's chest in a
Actually-
different dimension.
It was already there to begin with.
From his travels?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that came
He
about.
started with it. He noticed it during the fight with the werewolf
Interesting.
necromancer.
Ah. Because I thought the hole popped up when he got speared through by her attack.
No, it's been there the whole time. Like, I've used it a couple times to speak with the hedge and, get updates, upgraded, and recently used it to get some hedge to fight that giant worm thing.
That sounds like stuff that happened after he fought with the necromancer.
Yeah.
No, okay. There was that boss fight against Anna, the necromancer.
The hole didn't go away.
No. But that's when it showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about before that.
Oh.
It wasn't around before that.
No, I don't believe so.
See, that's what I was saying.
So that's where it came from, kind of thing. Yeah.
It was Anna critting him in the chest
That created.
that opened up that hole in him. A crit that would have killed him.
Yeah, I remember that session because it's like it should have dropped him, and the DM said actually you don't take as much damage.
'Cause
And
he
then
had a
he had that
printout.
crazy, and then he had that crazy magic missile thing happen.
Oh man, just the luck of the boss hitting the wizard first and critting. That is beautiful. You see, when the dice hit the table, you can't plan.
Yeah.
Things happen. Like, when I first made my character, he was just kind of a joking character because I never really played the combat heavy type. But he's become a thing all in itself, an actual character.
Yeah, and it's. I think it's been a really good campaign. Is that like he's let each of our character have like this crazy side thing going on.
And it's so fun. And you know what? I've never actually been to a game and reached the end of the story.
Oh
So
really? Oh.
Yeah, I've never seen an end of a campaign.
Aww.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, look at the.
We come back and we
face.
interrogate you.
You know nothing.
Gougy?
Again.
Yeah, I
you
know.
don't
We know you zoned out a little bit and you just go hit it.
I'm not. No. In this
I'll
situation,
grab a mop.
in this situation, I'm not laughing. I'm just.
Actually, in this situation, he doesn't look any different than he normally does. He doesn't even seem spaced out.
Oh. Okay.
Does that look of terror still remain?
No, that wasn't terror. That was awe and adoration.
Are you gonna get a tattoo on your back saying "I heart Nola"?
No.
Yeah,
Bros
pretty
for
much.
life?
No,
Bros
it's
for
gonna be a
life.
heart, and it's gonna be Noah plus or
This entire
Azazel.
time.
Plus Alistair.
plus Alistair forever.
Sitting in a tree.
This entire time, I've just been curious. How is the other gravel stroke handling eye drops?
Oh yeah.
He's
Kicking,
showing the
screaming,
pain a bit
swearing.
more.
And
He's not swearing, but he's definitely gritting his teeth and clenching his fists.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
But after some time,
Is that
you
what those
see
ones
something black starts forming under their eye, and it starts to run out of it.
Is it alive? Is it dead?
You're not sure. It looks like some kind of basically like some kind of oil almost.
Guys, I take out my crossbow.
It
If
floats
it's
out,
alive, I will shoot it.
it lands onto the deck and it starts sort of sizzling.
Okay.
Eventually, it sort of disappears into sort of a acrid black smoke. It looks like it can't really exist outside of a person for long.
Awesome. I think it worked.
I say to you guys,
Congratulations.
Seems to have worked.
So I got a note saying that
Oh no.
saying that the beast is gets weaker the longer it's here.
We heard that from the Fox Master.
We've
Okay.
heard that from the. We have a
Okay.
secondary source to confirm
Yeah,
that
okay.
statement.
Corroboration.
Yes. Now multiple sources confirm that. Okay. And the soul.
So we
is there.
should wait.
Where's your halo?
I'm wearing it.
Nope.
But I'm guessing that the cultists have their own halo though
Okay.
that they've
Yeah.
constructed.
All right.
I'm guessing.
Okay. If
Oh,
not,
what this little thing?
if not, hide it before we get there, please.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But I like it.
That's all I have to say.
Okay. I will wrap it up in.
So put a hat over it.
Yeah, I'll make it
There's a
into.
fedora floating about a foot above your
Yeah,
head.
I'll construct it into a more regular looking
It's like, wait,
crown.
you put it into a top hat? So that the height is
I'll
just
make it into a more
noticeable.
normal looking circlet with like.
I was thinking more. Put it in a bag.
But it gives me nice powers.
It does.
It does.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe like hook it onto your bag.
I am a firm believer in the power of stuff.
Yeah. No, I do believe in that stuff.
Alright. So you guys gonna resume your sailing and watching?
I think so.
You can give me a perception check.
Wow.
Can I get a reminder what waking does?
half damage.
Half damage.
Is the skeleton crew on board?
Yeah, they're working
Yeah,
really
follow
hard.
them.
Just making sure. Yeah.
You guys are actually sort of sleeping, getting some rest in. You've got like sort of a 6 or 8 hour
Yeah.
journey.
I made more potions of psychic resistance.
She made 5 of them.
1 each.
I got psychic resist for ongoing.
Well, then more from me then.
Just for ongoing though.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need it. Me being the only normal person here.
And recently you've had a lot of like mental trauma.
You think you're
You get an
normal.
extra one. You can-
Quickly ask Noah.
I got 31 perception.
Have you put up any barriers?
No response.
Please do. Just put that out there.
I'm not walking out there again.
No, I know. I'm just gonna say. No, okay. You know what happens? I quickly go into my brain and go, please do.
There. You get a wire and end.
You got a condom on you.
Yeah,
Ears on
I just
protection.
say, that'd be great. Thanks.
31 perception.
I
I'm
like
not
how
sure
you
why I
assume
rolled.
he's not always doing
No. Maybe he wants to relax sometimes. I don't know. Even though he has no body and has no
Kick
fatigue.
back here at Armageddon.
Hmm.
Alright, did you roll your perception?
I did it. 31.
31. Hey, you
Woo!
notice what's odd about that ship? The way the sails are moving. They're
Oh.
not moving in conjunction with the wind. They're being
signal?
strained a lot more than the wind is generating, but only sometimes. Occasionally you sort of gain on them, and then their ship pulls away a bit, and it sort of strains like they're generating
there's
movement
yeah,
in
there's
the
someone.
sail. But the rest of the
Actively.
time, they stop doing it, and you start catching up to them again.
Weird.
It's almost like
They
they're
want us to-
not. They want,
They want
you
us
to
to
follow.
Yeah.
Guys.
No, yeah.
Yeah, they totally know we're there. They totally know we're following
If
them.
they're gonna let us follow them, then we follow them.
I guess that's
How far away are they? Like ridiculously far?
Quite far.
Yeah. Okay.
they're just
So-
sort of doing like
Several hundred feet far.
this-
So no catapult shenanigans.
No.
Patches, how are you feeling? Think you are person flying?
He's over there by himself.
Patches just sort of looks down at its slicked up wing.
Fuck you for asking. How well can Gougy float?
Not.
Not. He might get walk
He
along
floats
the
in
bottom
much the
of
same
the
way
ocean.
bricks don't.
Yeah. He can walk
What
along the
if-
bottom of the ocean, but that's about it.
What if?
Patches doesn't heal as fast as
What
us
if we threw down a rope so that Gougy could?
Or he's
Climb
faking
back
for
up.
sympathy.
And here's what we do: we launch Gougy holding one of us, maybe me.
I really hope you miss and he just drags into the ocean
And,
floor.
no, and as we're mid-arc, Gougy throws me.
What?
Physics don't work that way.
No.
Well, technically physics do work that way. It, just,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be as powerful as if he just
Yeah.
threw you.
Because there's no way.
Yeah.
It's just like.
It would basically be half strength because half
You
energy
can't do
would go into
double
throwing, the other
jump.
half
Yeah.
would go into slowing down. and pushing
how
you
about
back,
we
but-
look through the blog of rituals to see if any of them gives us power of flight?
And no.
I
Or
don't
the
think
ability
we've covered
to-
this. The boat doesn't fly.
Well, with the,
No,
what
can
about
we
the
render the
people
enemy
on
boat
the-
dead in the
no,
water?
No. And
Well, we want them to make it to the
And-
destination.
and if I get close enough, I can the shoes I have, the Fey leaf sandals or whatever.
Hmm.
That teleports to the nearest horizontal surface.
Ooh.
Shit, that's the ocean.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I do have Tensor's floating disc, so if one of us can
That thing's slow.
swim on it, it is super slow. It moves at
What
like
if I
5.
stood on the disc and Gougy discus through it?
You would fall off of the disc.
What if you strap me to it?
That's a
Like you would
terrible.
hit the water like
And it needs to
probably
stay really close to
50-50
me,
chance
too,
of
so-
landing face down and
Yeah.
drown.
And that thing needs to stay next to me, and I'm not going on that disc. Getting tied down to it.
It's like a skateboard, you know. It's
Now
like
we'll
foot straps.
make it there in a couple hours. I think we should all just go and rest up.
Yeah, actually, you actually have started banking around to the north,
Oh,
and you
okay.
can actually see Silverspire Island
Oh,
in the
hey.
distance now.
Oh man, I don't like this plan. I don't want to.
Are we taking the direct route, guys?
As direct as you can really get.
No, I'm just asking. Whilst landing on the island, are we gonna take the direct route?
I'm gonna see if Patches is faking it.
Insight check.
Are we gonna take the direct route?
I think we should take direct.
He has a neck.
They already know we're on our way.
20.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We might as well just siege them.
Yeah. Okay. I
You
just.
see him take it off, just kind of go air it
That's
a
not
little
my
bit and put it back
Yeah.
on.
There's a point where he takes it out to
They'll
scratch
never
an
get
itch
to
on
the
the
island.
butt.
Puts it sneak around on there. So they don't know where we are?
Looks around
So
with
don't
shifty eyes.
know how
like
we
he knows
get to
what's out there.
Whistles a little
Because
bit.
they'll probably set up traps and deploy patrols. So it's sneaking around is not gonna help. Well, it'll help in the sense that we might encounter less of
Come
them.
on, Patches. I got a mission for you.
Yeah.
Am I gonna like this mission?
I guess we got no other choice.
Well, you're not going to be going
We should
anywhere
go
near
in
any
and see what
danger.
the place
This
is,
is slightly
see
closer
where
to it.
the summoning
The
is
scouting
going to
mission.
take place.
Are you gonna send me over to that boat?
wait, before
Sort of.
no wait before
Like, bird's eye view.
before he does
I
I
like this plan.
no before you do I ask actually would you mind just saving your energy because we may as well just follow them. Wait till we get the island and then use them as a scout.
But we can see if if his brother is actually on that boat.
He's on the boat.
He would be
We know he's
he would
on
be
the-
under
Remember
the
that
decks.
sensation you were feeling of something important in Silverport?
Uh-huh.
You're feeling it in that direction now.
He would be under the decks of the ship.
He wasn't under the deck the first time. He was tied to the mast.
Could have changed.
The first time people weren't following them.
Yeah,
Worth,
get to the island.
worth noting that.
Yeah, so I think we should get to the island and then you send the parrot for scouting and look for patrol paths so that we can avoid them.
But we're not
Maybe
paying
we-
to bring him back again.
Yeah.
No, but that's my point. On an island, he can dodge things more easily because it's an island and there's
There's
foliage.
foliage.
Yeah.
Maybe we should try it. If we dock up around the same time, maybe we can get into some sort of close range melee battle with this group, and I can disguise myself as my brother and let them take me away. And you guys keep my brother safe
I don't
somehow.
think
We
that
we
is-
can't let
I
him
don't
die.
think that's gonna work. No offense, but there's a specific energy to your
Alright.
brother.
They might not know that though. I don't know.
They would.
No.
They probably don't.
No.
They have him. They know
the-
exactly what
okay,
he
the
is.
fact that
If
they're
nothing
borrows
the
his
fact that
minds.
they're
If
using
nothing else, they might have marked him with something and he
Oh,
just
yeah.
escaped.
the fact that they're using him for that purpose.
That's true. They've
And
they've kept
That's
him
what's to say they haven't
almost-
infected him.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So,
Oh god. Oh no.
So, like I said, save your energy.
Tentacles for eyes.
Oh no.
What's the parrot's name again?
Patches.
I tell Pat,
Apparently.
save your energy. That's a donk's name.
Patches is all
No,
on
it's
board
'cause
with
I
the
patched
not
him
doing dangerous mission idea.
I tell Patches, please save your energy. Then, when on the island, if you could check for guard routes and like patrol patterns, that'd be great.
Shaving for the fuzz, eh? I
Yeah.
get you.
Like you know.
He was a pirate.
It's a pirate bird,
parrot.
it knows what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
And I go like this, like up to his little talon. I'm like,
Foot bump.
yeah, I'm like nice. All right, you and I get it. All right. Like, do you guys agree? Because I feel like that's a smarter plan.
I agree.
Yeah. Patches is all on board with not getting
Yeah.
in danger.
And
Patches likes the being on an island for this plan where you can just pretend to be a normal bird
I think
and not a really obvious target.
I think we will start moving, and one of us will have a call for Patches, not just yellow Patches.
Like a
but
safe word.
No, like a call, like a bird call, like that we would use.
I'll leave that up to Rangram.
Like you just whistle 3 notes, and it's like
Your specific call pattern.
just whistle 3 notes. That'll signal Patches to give us information, and we'll continue sneaking. It'll also that'll give him our location as we sneak. And by sneak, I mean Rangram makes noise while
That's
the rest of us.
Maverick.
Yes.
Parasite in your eye?
Well, Rangram and Witt.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's my vote for the plan.
I agree.
And we will start moving as soon as we dock because we can't give them the time.
Then we get the location of where the summoning shit's happening.
Yeah.
Let it happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not too difficult to figure out. You can actually see what looks like the top of like a step pyramid rising up out of the tree line.
Gee.
It's
okay.
not a big island.
Okay, with my hat on,
Mhm.
I asked the skeletons, is there any way to make this thing go faster?
A couple of them start making gestures like they're breathing at the sail.
Without their
Everyone,
lungs.
work together.
They have no diaphragms.
A couple of them do take up sort of like long oar things that they start working at the water.
Perfect, thank you.
They're not great at it, but they're making an effort.
Um,
There's only like
It's okay. I don't think we need to hurry because I have a feeling that the ritual
Okay.
will wait for us.
I think I might be fully rested anyways, because the last thing I really participated in was the fight with the grapple strokes. So I would have rested after that anyways. So I'm fully rested. I'm gonna help paddle.
Sure.
If you guys just sleep in shifts, so that like you can also help paddle, it'd be great.
Yeah. All right.
I don't do no such thing. I'm going back to my room.
Hey, for lying to us for so long, you do the goddamn work.
Oh.
I like how she came clean and there's still like 9 things she has to do.
That's comforting.
I'm gonna go make some more potions. Do you like those potions? I'm gonna go make more potions.
Well, yeah, they taste kind of minty.
Are you still trying to spray her with shape changer potion?
At one point, yes.
Are you attempting to nibble the god said potion?
You can keep trying. I do have very high perception though.
Get Azazel to do it.
Hey, Rangram, you
Yeah,
have
pretty much.
items that help you in these situations. Just saying.
Or you can just get a zero.
So does Witt.
Yeah, but I have no interest
And
in
you know-
invading on this person's
And
privacy.
you know, the
Yeah.
boat ain't exactly big.
No.
I will have no part.
You already tried to pour a shape changer revealing potion.
No, I mean there's
With
items.
turtle
No, there are
claws.
items that help, stop people from moving. Specifically him.
Rope, manacles, various things.
I mean magical items that magically stop people from moving.
Mm.
Like
That was it.
like
Movable rods.
frosts or slows. There's a whole bunch of things you could do.
Movable rods.
Just saying.
Oh yeah,
Just
movable rods.
saying.
Alright, I'm gonna stitch the movable rod into the back of his pants. And with a remote control. So when he chases me, I can make him just pratfall. Just in the back of one
Yeah,
pant
you have to one leg.
Just
I'm just saying.
I want to make a character with high enough stealth skill to do that. to
Probably
every member
not
of the party.
Stealth sewing.
Because we all have our secrets. Not
Oh.
only Witt.
Deep, dark, twisted secrets.
Dirt.
Honestly, I don't have that many secrets. I have one, and it's just me talking to Noah.
That's about it.
That's it.
Guy won't talk to us. It's just.
That
it's
being
just
said,
weird.
kind of a big secret.
Kind of a big secret.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what time are we at?
You guys don't know that?
35 hours.
Oh, that,
25 minutes.
right.
Well, that comeback's
I'm not
happening
helping.
today.
I'm not helping do this. I'm going to be resting.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what. No, that's why I said.
You've already rested.
No, that's what I've. That's what I've
Yeah, I think
said.
we're
Why I've
fine.
said.
I'm going to be resting even more.
Rested.
And weakened.
Hard.
No, but that's why I've said you take. We do our sleeping shifts, so you take a full rest, and then you
He's
get up. and
currently weakened from a condition of pouring part of his body's energy into making a
The eye potion.
potion. Yeah.
How many shots of that do we still have?
He looks like he's having a hard time lifting anything.
That's fine.
Mm.
No, like I said, take your rests,
Take your
and if you feel better, help out.
He attempts to row drops the paddle in the water, glasses
What
on the rail.
I'll do all the work.
You're just in the back.
I man 4 of the oars
You're
simultaneously.
in the
Can I-
back trying to scull the galleon.
Yeah, the sun is still out, right? The sun is still out? Yeah. I'm going to be resting outside.
Okay, yeah. Can I just program gouge it or
Just
is it
lounge to the lounge to the fan.
Yeah, can get
Feel
it.
like
Yeah, just like, okay,
your
you
beard is
just
getting a
like,
bit
you know,
leafy.
rotation motion.
Make this
They
better.
point in
Yeah.
the direction of the sun.
No, gouge can't steer,
Your
obviously,
beard
but
just
he
points.
can just
No, it's just like the Viking boats.
yeah, it would just be much more
Even
efficient
worse.
than if
Yeah.
I were to do it.
No, like I said, it's just depending on how many oars we have.
You have 3.
Gougy will take 2.
I like that there's an odd number of them.
Gougy will take 2, and if we lose one,
The ship's a bit big to row both sides
Yeah,
at once.
it's a big
like
ship.
it's like a
He
square.
can roll one.
Like it has cabins in it.
And somebody strong needs to be on the other side of Gougy because otherwise we'll go in a circle.
no,
gonna
it'll
be
be
Gougy and Witt.
it'll be Witt and I. against
Yeah, on the
Gougy.
one side and yeah,
Yeah.
that works.
We can do this.
I'm just gonna chillax on top of Gougy and don't let Red Room get near me.
on my breaks, I do go over to Gougy and go, "Hey boy, you're a good boy. Who's a good robot? Who's a good
It
killer
makes
robot?"
absolutely no response, but somehow you feel it's touched.
Aww. Little invisible hearts come out.
I go, "Who's a good killer robot?"
It's very
You are.
It's very stoic.
Yeah. I'm making a connection.
You've made a friend.
Those are all just purely on my breaks, and then I go back. It's like, row.
Back to grueling rowing. The evening comes on. You can sort of the island is now pretty close. You can see it's getting shrouded over in sunset at evening. There's fog rolling in from the water
Of
and
course.
off of your ship
Oh.
because it does that.
Because
but
it's
we do.
normal fog. Absolutely nothing.
Did any of the village ships notice our ship?
Several of them noticed that I don't think you had the fog running when you left port.
Yeah. They all saw us
I can't imagine
fighting.
what you
They
Well,
didn't see the skeletons, did they?
Are you sure you listened to the episode?
I kind of did. Like I did it while I was
I'm
doing other
guessing,
stuff.
yeah.
I did it while I was doing other stuff.
Yeah, there were, Louis Xi hired a pair of Russian shipwrights to fix it.
No, I know they did. No, I know they did. But
But
they used the skeleton crew to help move things under the ship, but
Okay.
specifically instructed them to stay out of sight.
okay. So I'm
Until
guessing
we
like
were-
not the general populace as
Not as far as you know.
okay, because they still want to maintain the ghost ship.
Dimitri and Ivan are discreet.
I still want to
But
do.
our ship looks all like shiny and normal now.
It does, for the most part.
Not with if you put a fog down. Pretty sure it's gonna do something.
Also, the ship can shapeshift.
It's
Yeah.
true.
So
yeah.
you could make it look scary
And
if
if
you
you make
wanted
it
to.
black, the sails tattered and all that.
Yes. All that fun stuff.
So
Tattered sails don't hold good.
Well, guys, shock and awe. Let's hit that
Just-
island.
just saying.
Big ass scary boat.
well, no, okay. Right now we don't need to because there's no one to really motivate to see the ghost
As you're
ship.
approaching the island, the stonecutter starts accelerating quite a bit.
Oh,
Of course.
of course. Well, we
It looks
already know
like they
where the
want to
deck
land
tower
with a
is.
lead on you.
Okay.
If you could hit a drum to keep us rowing correctly.
Boom, boom, boom.
I'll set the metronome function on gouging.
Stroke, stroke, stroke. I'm gonna have one.
And I'll get you
Why do I
guys
smell
like a
toast?
safe word to get gouging
I
to
smell
stop if you need to stop.
Delicious
I
eggs.
smell blue.
Yeah, something like that.
What's going on?
I've been done by Witt. I can hear the silence.
I see through time.
That's a different condition.
Unrelated.
Um,
So Talon and
about it.
not Marcus,
That's all.
are they all up
that's
with helping
everyone.
us, or are they like no
Yeah.
wanting to be in this conflict at all?
Talia is loading up her crossbow. It's covered in dials, widgets, and various other sighting apparatus.
Very cool.
And Vincent is sharpening his sword.
was Alice
And
killed
his
by
various
someone wearing a red cloak?
Is it cheaper than a
She was
telescope?
killed by, as far as I can tell, a prison guard. Who then cut out one of her eyes and used it in a ritual and then killed himself.
The sighting apparatus thing on the crossbow bolt.
Mhm.
Is it cheaper than a telescope?
No.
Just let it
It's
go.
Just
more
let it
expensive.
go.
It has a rangefinder on it. You gotta etch that in carefully.
It's got a magical equivalent of a laser sight.
It's like, oh, did you want to look through it? Here you can go. You look up, like the lens is cracked and you can't see anything. You're like, no. And she's just like, huh, it wasn't like that when I put it away. Oh well, I can just free-aim it.
It worked just a minute ago.
No spyglass. You want your spyglass, you pay for it.
It's funny because I started it, but now I don't care.
Yep.
I only brought it up because of the sight apparatus.
Exactly.
Alright, let's hit
It's
that
just a
island.
joke at this point. Anyway,
We're in no
the
hurry.
stonecutter makes landfall. You can see a number of sort of shrouded figures. Most of them appear to be wearing cloaks. There appears to be someone who's dressed in normal clothing, who appears to have a bag over his head,
Kaylee.
who is being dragged, stumbling along
He must be the leader.
clearly.
In a way, yes.
He's wearing a fancy hat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To be fair,
I know the power.
a lot of
I've
movies,
seen people like that.
you see a lot of movies who do the fake hostages thing.
Fake hostage. It is actually someone else.
They actually already murdered him.
Why would the roots of the world tree be a red cloak
kid.
trying to kill the world tree
Actually,
by sacrificing himself?
I take a peek over. Is like, do I see roots?
No, I mean.
Oh, yeah, do you
is
see,
they
like,
do get
metal
hostages
tentacles?
and dress them up like
You
that.
see
okay.
a sort of odd emanation coming out of it. It looks like little tendrils that grow out and go into the ground. They also sort of extend into the air and then just sort of fade away. Again, it looks like they're not really interacting with any of the people, and they seem to just sort of phase through objects and trees when they move past them.
Do we know what happened to the horn?
Certain members of the party do.
Okay.
Remember how I mentioned those 9 secrets?
If your character does say that out loud, Morgan will just start coughing and just kind of. No.
Yeah, I do ask that out loud. And I also say, by the way, guys,
You'd think you'd be better at lying.
Not at all.
by the way, guys, I think we should go visit the gravesite again later.
Why? Why should we go visit the gravesite again?
There's portals there, and we
Oh,
should check
yeah,
things
yeah.
with that,
Hmm.
and also the tree. Just saying.
They had a bubble with the vines.
I know,
in
but
it.
that's like what I'm saying is we'll do that later.
Okay.
I'd just let you know.
If we survive and save the world, you mean?
Yeah, the campaign's gonna end pretty soon.
Yeah.
I might continue on with something, but it wouldn't be with these characters. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
In the epilogue, I can say you went back there.
And you found gold.
There's
From
a
the
single
leprechaun.
gold bar waiting for you.
Yeah, the leprechaun
With
escaped from the
Lucky's stamped
Feywild.
Lucky's totally real, not at all fake leprechaun gold. Incorporated.
No, it actually is gold, but it's hollow.
It's like a.
It's hollow and filled with beer.
I was thinking filled with lead.
That was something.
Hey, you break it in half, bend it in half, and it's just full of liquor.
You have to tap it like a keg. It's like a chocolate. It's like a capo.
Exactly.
Booze.
It's like a chocolate dollar,
Yeah.
but it's filled with booze.
They got chocolate dollars like that.
It's a whiskey dollar. Anyway, the various figures on the boat seem to be making pretty fair amount of haste into the woods.
Yeah.
And then they just sort of abandon their ship there with like the landing platform down and everything. And a few minutes later, you come up to the shore.
As we approach, I ask Rangrim to tell, or I ask Patches, hey, can you?
Disperse.
Make sure there's nobody on that boat still waiting to ambush us.
Roll
Or on
perception
shore.
with +2. Just him.
Oh.
It's his parrot.
Oh.
17.
17. Alright. Patches flies out over to where the boat is, flies around, lands on it, like sort of lands on one of the tops of the portholes and like peers inside, and hops in, pops back out a second later, flies back over, tells you that as far as I can tell there's no one on the boat. There's much of supplies that have been left on the boat, like food and stuff. Then it hops off and flies over into the woods. It sort of sails over the canopy, circling around. He just sort of starts circling for a while. And after a minute or so, he comes back and he tells you he can't find any sign of them. But he has noticed a few drow lurking around in the area. It looks like they're patrolling around.
We will deal with them later.
Near the sort of step pyramid, he said there's a bunch of them.
Okay.
You're gonna have to do this at the Soul Engine,
I'm gonna.
so we should go there.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Patches. Can you kind of guide us in the sky where we can walk safely without bumping into anyone?
He could try,
Yeah.
but I mean, he
Like,
saw a bunch of
yeah.
drow at the Soul Engine,
Yeah, that's fine.
and the ones he did see in the woods, he saw for like a second before they hid again.
Okay.
So he's pretty sure there are probably more of them lurking around that he didn't see.
Just guide us to an areas where he hasn't seen.
I
many.
think we should get in the other boat first. Look around there.
I'm not sure if we have time.
No,
I
we
want,
leave it.
I want to like just because we can always
We
come
just
back.
go.
We don't
Because
need food and
here's the thing:
supplies.
if we kill them all, the boat's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need to go right now.
The
But
boat.
there's a ritual they're gonna cast.
Yeah, we gotta stop it.
Well, stop part of it.
Well, we need to
get
encourage
to
part
it.
of it, and then we need to stop part of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of confusing. But the thing is, before we leave, I think you picked up plans for Soul Engine a little while ago.
Yep.
Is there like a weak point that we can all focal attack to sabotage the
Pretty
Soul
sure I
Engine?
gave that to you to look at.
Okay.
So
Okay,
The
so
core of it, you know, there's always some sort of gem that's held in the core, which is meant to contain the soul energy. Focus it,
kind of like what
which
we
is what
have.
his gem actually is.
Okay, so when we
On
get
one
to
like this, you imagine it would be bigger.
yeah, so when we get there, that's
If you
what
know if
we
that
all
was broken
focus.
or removed, it wouldn't work.
That's what we all focus our attack on.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
You can just knock it off of the thing and you can take it later. Sheesh.
no, I'm just gonna hug it.
Absorb!
Yeah, that would also work. Throw yourself at it. That's a good plan.
Just
You-
make a new pendant. It's like this big. It just weighs around you like a bowling ball. you can't even walk.
I'm sorry.
From now on,
Yeah,
Azazel's
look at
character
me.
is like pot bellied.
Yeah.
No, it's just held on a big gold chain.
Yeah.
Just drags.
Yo!
It drags behind him like one of those prisoner balls.
Perfect.
So we all attack the gem and knock it off of the thing when we see it.
How do we stop this thing from blowing up?
How far away
Don't care.
is the
Which thing?
pyramid?
I don't care.
Wait, hold on.
No, I don't want to be in ground zero.
Wait, hold on. How far away is the pyramid from us?
I'm gonna hope that
I'm
a
gonna make
couple
this
hours
the energy.
walk,
I'm gonna make
To
this.
prevent
I'm gonna
ground
make this
zero
really
occurrence.
easy for you.
Okay.
Is
maybe
it
like Peter
catapult
Petrelli
distance?
in Heroes with
There's a bunch of trees.
the new power. You know what?
Never watched them.
Okay. I was saying maybe I'll be able to stand in the epicenter of the nuke that might occur and absorb the energy, kind of like Peter Petrelli in Heroes.
Noted. Anyway.
Would I get a camouflage bonus if I went sneaking through the trees?
The trees?
I'm-
As
Oh
tree?
God!
I'm gonna say yes.
Finally!
Can you move slowly like an ant?
I will say you get +4 to hide in forest environments.
And I'm finally in a place my dryad boots work.
Woo!
Oh yeah.
Still waiting for that time when you teleport
How
out.
much time do we have left? Like 2 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Last
get
question
that
for Rangram
I
and the
think,
tree.
I think the last thing that should happen in this encounter is we hit the beach and start moving towards the forest.
Oh yeah, you hit the beach.
No, I mean like the last occurrence before we do anything.
Last occurrence in mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hit the beach and you're heading toward the pyramid? Yeah. Alright. Everyone roll perception.
14.
Can use one of my dice if you want.
21.
This is what happens.
my dice really
No.
do hate players.
No. This is what happens when you touch other people's dice.
I rolled a 20.
Before we leave the ship, can
It's
I ask
modified
Rangram
to-
slash tree one last question?
26.
If we can't manage to stop
That's
the ritual,
exactly what you need. Your perception is terrible.
it is.
It's a hard
If we can't manage to stop the ritual, what would happen if we kill Kingsley before the ritual completes?
I'm assuming that the root of
Worse
the tree.
than
The
yeah.
hedge would unravel, and it would probably cause severe damage to this plane and the others. It would eventually fix itself and find a new sort of focal route, but it would
But
cause
is that
bad
preferable? Is that
things.
preferable to Iliola getting all
I
his
think so.
powers?
Slightly, yes.
Good.
Though so lightly.
Here's the key. If we see the knife coming down on him, shoot both.
No.
Like aim at both. Like first target, guy holding dagger. Second target,
Or
Kingsley.
we completely sabotage the soul
You are
engine
aware
before
that
it
if
gets
he
that.
dies while he's on the soul engine running, that'll just trigger it.
That still counts.
Like, there's no special way that he needs to get killed. He just needs
First
to die
target.
on it.
Guy, also first target.
So first target the engine without Kingsley on it.
Sabotage is definitely an option.
Sabotage the machine.
By the way, on my last rest, I entered Firestarter state.
Sure.
Okay.
In a forest.
Alrighty. I am not a stealthy character.
Anyway, those of you who managed to get 26 or better perception, notice as you're walking through the woods, there's some movement towards, like, a fair little ways away from you. 100 odd feet or so. There's basically a big hollow out tree, like it was once a tree, but it's sort of burnt and it's hollowed itself out into like a ring.
Okay.
You can see something moving around behind it, and you see a little glimmer of something that looks like a bow. You also see a bit of movement in the trees.
Azazel, your buddies are here.
Yeah.
Your best friends, your
I'm
compadres.
gonna walk out and in Drow Elfish. I call up. I'm okay. First I'm gonna talk to you guys. I'm like, they know we're here, right? Like,
They all
that's
know
pretty
we're
obvious.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Well,
Like, wait, no. Here's the thing. Do we continue trying to sneak, or do we just call him out and fight him?
try to sneak is always a better option.
Call them
than
out.
just fighting.
See if we can get them to
Server
work with
energy.
us, which might not happen. And if not, kill them. Because they're not
You know
taking
what?
part in the
As a
ritual.
group, I'm gonna put this up to a vote.
They definitely know we're here.
We try to talk, then wreck them.
Like, I'm pretty sure they know we're here. So, there's no purpose in trying to sneak it still. Because I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
We're short on time.
that's the whole plan.
But if we can get a tribe of drow on our side, that could help our odds.
Metagaming here a little bit.
Didn't I say I would flick you in the ear if you did that again?
But, no, because, like, it's
Curse you
pretty,
being out of flicking
it's
range.
pretty obvious that they know we're here. But it's a poor.
What-
They probably do. You're
So
not certain.
what do we do? Just bring us to your.
They haven't
retreat?
started
No,
shooting.
I think I'm gonna go out and be like, I'm gonna call out and say in Elvish, like,
We are drones.
hey, if you let the thing that's gonna happen, Walt's gonna die. That's gonna happen. And I know you guys don't want that. So,
A figure steps out from behind one of the trees. You recognize her as the same woman who was on the pirate ship. She's holding a pair of heavy swords, and she says strong words from a traitor.
Wait, did we?
You know, no,
she
she
killed
did
her.
not.
She teleported away. Remember, she
It's
infected
your
you.
ex-wife.
She infected you.
It's your baby
It's my
mama.
baby mama!
And that is where I would like to end the session for the evening.
And you got your title.
Mental trauma. Plus
The
one.
title's That's My Baby Mama.
That's my baby mama.
That sounds like a cute congratulatory phrase. That's my baby mama. Way to go.
Or that's
that
my
whole
baby's mama.
infesting with spiders thing.
I am not the father.
I think you should tell her about what you did and got done. Actually, no, I'm gonna tell her.
Oh, she can tell
I'm
you're
gonna,
not.
No, I'm gonna tell her in
invested.
Elvish. No, I'm gonna just tell her in
It would
Elvish.
break her heart that I got an abortion.
No, I'm gonna say Coralon helped out.
Oh,
And a rabbit.
so you didn't keep one of them?
This is basically what I'm gonna say. Hey, by the way, Coralon helped out with that.
The whole plains are against you now, Drow.
At this point, the one stone spider from that temple that's been stubbornly clinging to the back of your pants this whole time
Makes its way and scuttles over to her.
makes his way up to your face and goes, you just flick him off. He flies away.
No, I go,
All my work for nothing.
no, I go, and I take one flail and smack myself in the face.
You start the game bloodied.
Well, so much for diplomacy.